Welcome to Annecam Sailing the Mediterranean, Episode 1. Our journey really started when we left the Melbourne airport on a flight bound for Doha. The next leg of our flights was Doha to Munich. The final leg was from Munich to Split. This was the first time either of us had put a foot in Croatia. We organised a hire car to transport the freight we had sent over. Quickly found out the steering was on the wrong side and they drive on the opposite side of the road over here. This is what we woke up to early the next morning, so we took a stroll around the old city of Trogir before breakfast. We strolled around for what seemed like hours, not having a clue what we were looking at the time, but it turned out this was a Roman palace, built as a retirement home for one of the Roman emperors. We found a market that sold absolutely everything, and we purchased the appropriate t-shirts for us for our stay here in Croatia. After a beautiful breakfast, it was on the road again, heading for Succotion. We had pre-booked our accommodation in the Hotel Yosso in the village of Succotion, just across the road from the Blue Nautic Yacht Brokerage. This was the first time we laid eyes on the beautiful yacht that was to become our Annecam. She was an owner-built Bavaria 46 cruiser that had never been in charter. We were hoping the freight we'd sent over from Australia would arrive at the same time we would. But it didn't, so back on the road, back to the Split airport to collect it and then turn around and drive all the way back to the village of Succotion again. The broker and his wife, Michael and Gertrude, owned the Piazzetta restaurant where we had dinner that night. Still early in the season, and they were still getting snowfalls up on the Belibet mountain range. We swapped our first hire car over for the red Skoda. Waiting for all of the red tape to be cleaned up, we went for an explore on the inland of Croatia. We found ourselves driving across the beautiful Mazlenica. In the meantime, we moved out of the Hotel Yosso into a beautiful apartment. To us, this apartment was cheaper by the week than what it would cost in Australia for the one day. Springtime in this part of Europe is pretty special. The history in this part of the world goes back thousands of years. Found out the food over here was pretty good also. And the sunsets we were watching weren't bad either. We found the village of Nin that goes back 8,500 years. Still waiting for the red tape to be finalised. We went over and had another look at our beautiful Annecam. This is the Marina Dalmatia where we found Annecam. Love going into the old fortified city of Zadar. See by the lions over the gate there was a strong Venetian influence here. Still a lot of scars in this beautiful city from the war they had back in the 90s. Their ice cream was more like art, but it was still beautiful to eat. The previous owners of Annecam took us out for a handover sale. Previous owners were Michael and his father Ernst. During this handover briefing that they took us through every system on Annecam and showed us several times how everything worked. We noticed that every time there was another yacht on the water, it was game on. These guys were real racers. Also be the last sail for Michael and Ernst on their beautiful yacht they called El Sueno. It didn't take long to find some more realistic competition. A Bavaria 45, and a Bavaria 50. This was one of the many catamarans that were sailing in the Adriatic with us. Notice the cat had 0 sails up as it motored very hard into the wind on a similar reach to us. We furled the Genoa away as every line terminates into the cockpit to make it for a very easy and safe operation of Annecam. Michael, the previous owner, shows me how easy it is to operate the windlass to set the anchor. We drop anchor right in front of Annecam village on Uglian Island, one of the many bays and harbours in this beautiful part of the world. This would be Michael and Ernst's very last sail on their old yacht El Sueno. This is the last time this yacht would fly the Austrian flag. The next time she went out, she was sporting the Australian flag. And here's the new owners. They would happen to be us. It was Annie and our Australian friend Ron's birthday, the day we signed up for Annecam. We had a lovely dinner with Michael, Ernst, Ina, and Gina. Gertrude and Adita. And our lovely landlady, Olga, got in on the act with gifts for Annie's birthday. Annecam now proudly flies the Australian flag. We just moved on board when we were hauled out for a fresh coat of anti-foul paint. It seemed like every week there was a festival in the village of Suikishan. New paint, new zinc anodes, Annecam was ready to go. Everything that was done on Annecam while she was out of the water was taken care of by the previous owner. It was good to be back in the water, watching the sun go down each night. I forgot to mention that sundowners made each evening so much better. Waiting for our official registration papers to come back from AMSA, there was plenty of boat jobs to be done. As our 3-month visa was drawing to a close, we decided to take the ferry over to Italy for a week. And like Croatia, Italy is steeped in history. Discovered gelato while we were there. This part of the world is extremely hilly. There we took the bus down to the seaside village of Sorolo. Time to return to Croatia. We watched Ron, Louise and Katerina head out on the yacht Jana. Registration papers finally arrived. It only took 6 weeks for the whole process. We had friends, Katerina, Ron, Louise, Mariana, Lana and Nicolina help us celebrate the name change ceremony. We met a lovely young Croatian by the name of Luka. We still stay in touch with him. With the red tape complete, it was time for our first sail alone. We found out very quickly how well Annecam goes to wind. Our very first anchorage, Mala Lamjana Bay. Our second anchorage was Uvula Bay, better known as Bonky Bay. We moved on down to Kakan Island. past Sebenik and up the inland waterway. Our first time going under the bridge at Sebenik was a very nerve-wracking experience. From our angle, it looked like we would hit it for sure, but at 33 metres of air draft, we had just over 10 metres to spare. And to add insult to injury, there was a bungee jumper waiting to jump off that platform you can see above you. We're a long way through, but the bungee jumper jumped. Crazy bugger. You can see him bouncing up and down in the back of the shot there. This was one of the many large motor yachts we came across while sailing in this part of the world. We affectionately call them stink boats. This one is a monster. After spending time up at Skradin in the Kruka National Park, we decided we would sail out to the Kornati. We discovered what was going to become one of our favourite anchorages, Talasika Bay out on the island of Dugi Otok. As we got back to Sukashin, we went out to the Piazzetta restaurant again. We had been to this restaurant that many times we made friends with the waiters and waitresses and some of the staff there. Boris, Thomas, the barman, the two chefs, Sebastian, Christian, and the lovely Mariana with Annie. We had a lovely time with our crazy neighbours, going to the Piazzetta restaurant on most evenings. How brave is Annie, going up the mast to install our new radar reflector. Started some serious cruising around the Adriatic Islands. We used to love going through this passage, the Mala Proverza. This is the first of our remake videos, where we try to capture what it was like for us right from the start. Stay tuned, there will be more.